Another week done. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. But where am I going to go from here? Hi everybody. It's Friday evening, early evening, 14th of October. I finished work for the week. It's been okay. I'm Dave from Anvil Logistics, for those who don't already know me. The week itself, numbers wise, I've had a reasonably decent week. Obviously I've had better, but it's been okay, well above what my minimum requirement is. But it actually has been difficult because, well, the week started off rubbish because obviously I lost the work that I was getting from that other company, but that was my own fault. And c'est la vie. But money wise, they're okay, but I found it difficult. I found the feed to be pretty quiet this week. I've found it's been a bit like bidding bingo. You've been putting plenty of bids in and just hoping that your number comes out. And I'll be perfectly honest that if it wasn't for picking up some ADR work, then the numbers that I've achieved this week would have been not a very good week. What getting the ADR jobs has done for me is boost my numbers up. And I've been a bit luckier than usual this week in that I've got more than I normally get. Normally I'll get one, maybe two a week. This week I've had ADR work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So that has actually boosted my numbers up more than what I would expect. Because in terms of numbers of jobs I've done, that is not very impressive. It's been a bit rubbish. And also, because I do keep in touch with the other lads who YouTube generally, and we have a bit of a WhatsApp group and we communicate with each other, we share ideas, and the same I think is true with them. They've not had the best week in the world. Now I know the Courier Exchange is no guarantee of getting any work, and I'm aware that I've come to realise you do need to get additional sources of income, which brings me on to the subject of this little video, and that is, where do I go from here now? I'm on the Courier Exchange. I've been trading as a limited company for over 3 months. I'm now VAT registered, and I don't want to rely solely on the CX. I'm earning a living from it, don't get me wrong, and I'm earning a reasonable living from it, but there are days and times when it's very quiet and you really could do with perhaps some additional work of your own and use the CX to pick up additional work. So what do I do? What am I going to do? Well, it's come apparent to me that I earn more money doing ADR on the whole. So if I'm going to concentrate on something, it really should be that. I've got the license, I've been through the training, I've paid the money to kit the van out that way. It's a bit of a waste if I don't do much of that work, isn't it? So I think what I'm going to do is now try to find some customers of my own. Easier said than done. And my biggest worry has always been that if I get customers of my own, because I am effectively a one-man band, what do I do if I'm busy with one and can't do the other? Well, the answer is simple, isn't it? I'll do what everybody else does. I'll put the work on the CX and get it covered. I've also built up some contacts, through this job and through the community of YouTube, etc. So I could also be in a position where I could possibly offer work to some of my friends and people that I know. But it seems a shame. I've got an ADR license. I'm fully insured for it. I've got all the kit. Concentrate on that. And what interested me this week was a new channel that's popped up. There's 2 new channels popped up, so I'm going to give them both a name check. One was Northants Couriers, a new guy. He's not on the CX and he's kind of working non-CX because he thinks it's a bit expensive to join. So good luck to you, mate. And the other is Firkin Freight, which if you say it too fast sounds a bit rude, but it's F-I-R-K-I-N Freight. And they've had about 3 or 4 videos out now. And what interests me most of all about them, besides their funky van, is the fact that they concentrate on ADR work themselves. So I will be watching and picking their brains on how they do it, hopefully through watching the videos, but you know, I'm hoping that they share some of their secrets, if you like, about getting that work, because it's something that I've not really done. It's something that I've not tried because I wanted to concentrate and get myself established. So I'll watch Firkin Freight because, and I would advise you to watch it too. They are pretty tricky. He's pretty good on the old, well-spoken fella, and explains quite a lot. His latest one's about fuel cards, which I'm not a fuel card guy, as you know myself. I have considered it many times, but at the moment I've still settled on using my company credit card. However, what do we need to do next? So I think, one, I'm going to get myself some business cards, because I haven't got any, because I haven't had the need to have any. But now I think I need to have some business cards made up, so that if people inquire with me, I can give them something physical, and I'll look at different designs. But obviously I want it to show that I am a licensed ADR driver, and I've got all the necessary insurance and things like that. Obviously I won't turn down any work, but I want to concentrate on that. And I also think that maybe I should have a website. The company should have a presence on the old interweb. I'm not talking about a fancy all singing, dancing website. I'm just thinking about that if somebody wants to put in Google my company, they can actually see a website for it, and that website will advertise the fact what my company does, especially on the hazardous goods side. I don't think it'll be all singing or dancing, because I'm not really technically adept at things like that. But if it's got a way that they can be in touch with me via email or via phone, then that's a start. You can concentrate further on that. So I'm going to make inquiries. If anyone's got any suggestions of somebody who's quite nippy at these websites and isn't too expensive, then I'd appreciate that in the comments. But I think an online presence is going to be needed, and then I know you can develop your websites further on and make them a bit more interactive, can't you? But I think for now, a couple of photographs, a message about what we do, and the means to get in touch with me, via email or phone, will be sufficient. So that's going to be my next plans: business cards and a website. And once those are up and running, and then I can then start getting in touch with people who may need ADR work covering, and hopefully I can provide a good service, build up a reputation, etc. So that is my plan. So you may have seen on the clickbait picture that I had a little interaction with the Lancashire Constabulary, and what that was I was pulled over on the M6. I saw them actually parked on there. There were those little raised platforms where they watch the world go by, and I passed them, and then I saw them come out, because you just get a bit paranoid. I had a glance down at my speedo, make sure I'm not speeding, and then they came out and went past me. So you go, whew, a little sigh of relief comes out of you, even though you're not doing anything wrong. And then they pulled in front, the lights came on, and that follow me symbol was on. So of course you have to follow them to the next exit, and they took me off near the Preston exit, down that little bypass, and you end up going into a big area which VOSA occupy most of the time. And as I followed them in, I noticed that there was like wagons and vans, and nearly everything had ADR symbols on it. So the reason why they pulled me up was because I was actually carrying ADR and I was displaying my symbols. So they then check over your van, they check your load, they check your delivery notes, they check your dangerous goods notes, they make sure you've got an ADR license, they make sure you've got all the kit, and then another guy comes along and checks the condition of your van and the tyres, etc. The upshot was I got a clean bill of health. Everything was fine. They were happy with the load it was carrying. They were happy with the paperwork. They obviously can check your insurance anyway with the system they've got on the cars, and everything was mustard. The guys were all right, actually. They did say that they'd not actually caught many people breaking any rules, but here's the issue, isn't it? People who drive ADR and drive correctly displaying the symbols are more than likely to be legit. You're not going to show them symbols, which are, you know, like red rag to a bull, if you're dodgy. The ones that they really should be looking out for are the ones who are driving without an ADR license and not showing any symbols, who could have anything in their van and they wouldn't know. And they agreed that, you know, that's the problem. So they pulled most people up there. People were okay in general. And they were up for a laugh, because I asked them if I could take a picture of them checking my van and for my YouTube channel, and they agreed. So thanks guys, appreciate that. I did tell them the channel name, so they might even subscribe, you never know. But there you have it, pulled over. But perfectly legit, perfectly legal. But there are people out there, we all know, who are driving dodgily and breaking the rules and giving us all a bad name. Not necessarily just for ADR work. So that's me. That's my week done. As I say, it was all right, but it was the ADR work that pulled me out. I'm sure there's people out there who've had magnificent weeks anyway, and I'm glad if you did. But I know from speaking to some of the guys, it wasn't so clever this week. These things happen. For all of those who are thinking of coming on the Courier Exchange, no week is the same. No week is the same. No day is the same. And no start and finish time is the same. It's very, very difficult to guarantee to your wife what time you'll be home. It's difficult to do it. I do have days where I say, right, I'm just staying local today because I want to be home by such a time. And then some days you kick yourself because a really good job comes in that you can't bid on. But that's just that's the way it goes. That is it. So now I'm not going to post a video for a good while now, because the simple reason is I have posted quite a few videos out all at once, and I'm getting a little bit bored of myself, to be honest with you. So I'm going to leave it for a minimum of a week, so I've got something interesting to say. But thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. My subscriptions have gone over 400. Amazing, absolutely amazing. You know, it's not the most riveting of subjects, and in fact I did actually get a comment in one of my videos this week from someone to say it was very boring and I turned it off after 2 minutes, which I'm sorry about that. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for excitement, you really need to go and watch Netflix, mate. These kind of videos are probably not aimed at you. Someone with a low attention span is not really going to find anything interesting in this. These videos, as per the other guys, are put out there for people who are interested in this subject. Delivery work, courier work, people who are potentially thinking of coming on as a courier, people who are already a courier who might want to pick up some of the tips and informations, and people who just find the fact that they're in this industry and they like watching vlogs or videos from other guys who are in the industry. And one last thing, when you're driving during the day and you do long distances, and it can be a bit boring, and you fill that time, I do, by chatting to people you know, either your family. Some of the other guys I've got to know through the YouTube. We chat and we have a laugh. And also, I do chat occasionally to a guy who got in touch with me via YouTube, and I'm going to name him just to say hello to him. And his name is Graham, and he's the Cleveland Courier. And he rings me up from time to time, and we have a good old natter. He's of a similar age to me. We've got similar outlooks on life, and I keep trying to persuade him to do me a little video so I can put it on this channel so we can have a little chat about what happens to him and why he does what he does. He's doing part-time at the moment because he was looking after his wife. She wasn't very well, but she's on the mend now and he's hoping to come back full-time. So Graham, I hope you're watching, and thank you for filling out my days and making them interesting. And please get in touch again soon, and please send me a video. So that's me, David from Anvil. I'm checking out for a week to stop you being bored from me. Please like the video if you would. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you very much.